At Vibra Finance, we seek out the hidden gems in cryptocurrency. We will tailor your portfolio to work for you. Are you ready to transition your investments from traditional markets to cryptocurrency? Are your coins staked and earning interest? Are you overwhelmed with all the jargon in crypto? Is your portfolio underperforming and you want to reposition into consistent winning blue chip coins and viable projects? Do you feel like you missed out on DeFi, Metaverse, and NFTs? Here at Vibra Finance, we provide you with the data, skills, and tools you need to stay on top of the digital asset market. Vibra Finance. We are the future of crypto.
Hello and welcome back to Vibraville. Tonight we have a very special guest, the creator of Internet Money, and he's just one of them, but he's a very special one. So please welcome our brother, KG. Hello and welcome.
How's it going?
It's going very well over here in Vibraville. How about you over there in Internet Money land?
Things are incredibly bullish. We're growing, building, improving every single day. We just passed 73,000 downloads, so things are growing. It's a great time for us.
73,377 to be exact, if I may. If your data is up to tick on your website, which it is. You guys are so responsive. It's pretty amazing. Now, I've had you on here before to walk our audience through what Internet Money Wallet is, the benefits that you offer. Can you give us just like a 1 to 3 minute brief introduction for those who aren't familiar with Internet Money, what you do?
Sure, absolutely. So Internet Money Wallet is a crypto wallet, and we support Ethereum and all Ethereum-based blockchains, and we are native to Pulse Chain. So if you were to download a wallet like MetaMask, for example, where you would be native to Ethereum, on our wallet, you're native to Pulse Chain, but it still works with all those chains that you may be used to on other wallets. We have a couple unique features in our app. First of all, we're available, as you can see, on Android, iOS, and Chrome. So you can have it on your iPhone, your Android, your iPad, your computer. We have in-app swapping. You can buy crypto directly with your debit card, your bank account, Google Pay, Apple Pay. You can trade crypto across chains, like from Ethereum to Pulse Chain, for example, or back and forth. You can collect and store your NFTs, send and receive NFTs, send and receive all crypto assets, track the price of all of your tokens. And of course, there's more, but ultimately, in summary, it's a great place to store your crypto, your NFTs, and transact with the world.
It really is so clean. It's such a clean and user-friendly interface. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite onboarding tools, not just for Pulse Chain, for all of the other networks that you had mentioned also. And it's okay. So let's talk about time and the benefits of, well, we'll get more into our time actually, but in terms of Internet Money and time, can we talk about the benefit of holding time?
Sure. So
And what it is.
Say again.
And sorry, what it is and what's the benefit of holding time?
Sure. No, that I'm always happy to talk about time. So one very special thing about the Internet Money Wallet that, from what I have been able to find, does not exist anywhere else in crypto. So that swap feature that I mentioned earlier, when a user swaps from one token to another within the Internet Money Wallet, a small fee is paid. That's true for all apps that have swapping features. The major difference with our swapping feature is that 100% of that revenue that's generated is distributed to holders of the time token. So for example, if you're holding time on Pulse Chain, you're earning revenue or passive income, or as in our system, we call it dividends on Pulse Chain. Now, those dividends are paid out in the form of the gas coin or the blockchain's native coin, depending on the chain. So in Pulse Chain example, it is paid out in Pulse. So in summary, if you're holding time on Pulse Chain, you're earning PLS or Pulse as passive income. You don't have to stake your time. You don't have to lock your time. You just hold it and you can claim as frequently or infrequently as you choose.
And it does accumulate quicker than you would think. Really, every time I open it, it's great. I love it because I use it, consider it like free gas
Sure.
almost. So that's where, or it's, you can turn around and there's just so much you could do with it. And like I said, it's really the user interface is just so friendly that it makes it very simple, almost fun for new users to get into. So kudos to you and your design team on that one.
Oh, it's great feedback. Thank you. Yeah, we some people absolutely love it. Some people say, "Hey, change this, change that." So, we're constantly looking for that feedback, good or bad. So, but thank you. I'm glad to hear the experience has been good.
Oh, honestly, my experience with Internet Money Wallet, and a huge reason why I have you guys on here, there are many companies that pay me to come on and promote their products. Like, you guys are not one of them. I'll throw that right out there for a very good reason. And not only do I appreciate that, but I applaud it. And I'm happy to have you guys not only here, but to promote you hard wherever I can, because built by the people for the people means a lot to me. So that's all right. So our lovely Quinn has a question. She made her first buy using Internet Money Wallet yesterday, and my funds are not showing. I can see the transaction tab and checked Etherscan and everything looks good.
Yeah, and I see your follow-up question is, does it take a few days? No, if it was successful, it should hit your account immediately. So the two questions I would ask are, one, check your bank, just make sure the actual charge went through. Maybe, sometimes they could say successful, but there was some weirdness with your bank, possibly because some banks aren't crypto friendly. But also just make sure you click in the top right, the two arrows to refresh it. Just make sure that your balance just doesn't need to be refreshed or something like that. If it is a token, you have to actually add that token to your account. So if one of those three things isn't true, like, I'll be here for, however long we're going to be here. Feel free to follow up and I'll help you as much as I can right now. Or you can join our
See,
Telegram.
it's super responsive. Anytime I've ever had a question or even a request, so, I'd love to see this ticker on here. Every time I've reached out, I've never had anything but a response, which is unusual and for a lot of these systems out here. So, we'll I really want to wrap up with consumer confidence, but we have a lot more to get to. So let's get to it. As we
Sure.
move from the industrial age. We're moving from the era of fiat into the era of digital assets, digital finance, the internet of money, and the money of information moves all through digital rails. This is where we're heading, right? So I had asked you a Minect question. As we turn the corner to the new system, do you forecast harmony with money from the industrial age or legal tender with the internet money or money of information today? And so I thought I put your response up here, but I'd let you expand on that one if you'd like.
No, for sure. Let me redigest it. So, do you forecast harmony with money from okay? Ah, so yeah, I think what I had said here. Yeah, okay, okay. So the way that I took this question was that I guess I took it as you meant, will we see our banks and the government maybe use internet money, not our product, but the concept internet money and blockchain and all that. Did I understand that question correctly?
Yeah, you answered it just the way I threw it out there. It was a huge softball, and you could have hit that any way you wanted to. There's no foul balls here.
Okay, okay. So I think that the government, banks, they definitely, in many ways, probably want to use internet money or blockchain technology for the internet money side of it. And again, for those out there, for the purposes of this answer, when I say internet money, I'm talking about actual digital currency. There you go. I'll say digital currency. Okay. So I think it's evident that they want to use digital currency because look at our debit cards, our credit cards. It's already digital currency. It's just ones and zeros in a bank account or on some credit ledger. So most people don't even use cash. I hardly transact in cash anymore. And that's most people that I know. Sometimes I'll have a little bit of cash or whatever, but largely I'm 95% transacting in some form of digital currency. So I think we can already say that the government, the banks, they already like that. They're already going that way. Where I think that they will eventually adopt blockchain technology, unfortunately, won't be in the way that we want it to be: decentralized, immutable, trustless. They're going to want control. If you look at it from the government perspective, the blockchain would actually be great because they can have full knowledge of what all their citizens are doing with their money in a centralized place, and they can turn people's money off whenever they want. Oh, hey, we're not going to arrest you. We'll just turn your money off. Why they may not like banks are still, in a way, a decentralized system in respect to the government, because the government theoretically doesn't control all the banks. They're all their own entities. So a centralized blockchain ledger would be perfect for a controlling entity. And so I think that we will see the systems we like, but I think we'll see them being used for evil, unfortunately. Now, what I hope is that we, as the community of the people who believe in the good stuff, the good crypto, will actually start adopting it for goods and services. Like if you're going to sell a house or sell a car, accept crypto for that transaction. If you can, I know most of the time I assume the answer is going to be no. But when I go out to eat, or I get the opportunity to talk to a business owner, I'll ask, do you accept crypto? They say no, but it plants that seed. So if we, as the crypto people, we can sort of be this counter centralized money movement, maybe.
No, I'm on board with that because there has to be there's a lot of problems out there, right? But there's so many more solutions. And the era and age that we live in, we are now on this earth more abundant than we have monetarily wise than we have ever been in history. There's so many forms of currency. We've got Bitcoin, well, we've got cash, we've got fiat, et cetera. So how does internet money, your wallet, not
Right.
digital,
Yeah,
not digital assets.
yeah.
How does internet wallet money, excuse me, how do you plan, or how do you foresee balancing the convenience of crypto without us as people, not persons? Those are two different things. How do you see that working without us giving up our financial autonomy?
So using crypto, but not giving up autonomy.
Right.
Well, you've got to continue to try to find systems that care about those things. For example, the internet money wallet, two things that we do to, using this to answer your question here, is one, we don't collect any data whatsoever from users. Now, some people may not care about that, but it still benefits you, even if you don't care about it. What that means is that when the governments or the bad guys, whoever they may be, want to get in and take your data and find out who's been using crypto, they can't do that from us. We can comply. We could have a data breach, and no user data will ever be released because we don't have it. It doesn't exist. Number two is we have what's called self-custody. And I know you know what that is, but just for everybody, which means that, for example, if you're holding your crypto on a platform like Coinbase or Gemini or Robinhood or Kraken or something like that, these are great services when used quickly. But if you're holding your crypto on there, you're not autonomous in two ways. They know everything about you, and they can take your money at any time. So using products like internet money to interact with cryptocurrencies like Ethereum, like Pulse Chain, like insert blockchain here, that cares about decentralization and autonomy, you have to use the autonomous tool and you have to use the autonomous currency in conjunction to ultimately achieve what you're trying to achieve.
Absolutely. And then you put it all together in a nice little package called a trust.
What?
And then you're good.
Tell me about it. What do you mean?
Okay. So there are hundreds of different kinds of trust. And I have just started dipping my toe in the water of learning more about them to the level where I can explain them fluently or even at all. But
Sure.
I'm going to try. So there are hundreds of different kinds of trust. And in order to protect your property, it is important that you don't leave it with a centralized entity. And wallets such as Coinbase are entities and corporations that are penetrable by law. You can't close them out of that because they shake hands with each
Mm.
other, right? Now, with a product like yours, you can put your wallet and your information inside of a trust. You can't penetrate because
Mm.
it's protected legally.
Mm.
So, as I dive into that, I will be teaching my friends here much more about that as I learn more about that. But as for now, that is the most impenetrable way I found besides anything, because let's be serious, somebody else makes a cold storage wallet. So even though that cold storage wallet may be freezing, it's like still someone else's software that someone else built, right?
Mm.
So
Mhm.
unless you're etching that in stone, you know, best way to do is write it on paper. Everybody thinks I'm crazy, and it's like forever. Like, I don't even care. Don't put that in your Google Sheets, for crying out loud, please. Please don't put that in your Google Sheets.
Nope.
That drives
Nope.
me crazy. That's a whole different, all right, that's a different stream on safety, but we'll get back to that, sure. But so that for now, that is the best way that I could explain to people to be able to protect their assets. And yes, there are companies and institutions that offer you trust in a trustless situation, but unless you're really setting that up, putting pen to paper or typing it out, it's not very much paperwork. And it's really not difficult to do. There's many steps involved in it, but the payout at the end of it is the payout for it, because there's ways to set yourself up so that you truly become your own bank within that centralized banking system. And that's
Mm.
really where we're going towards with the nation state of Iberville. So here we're going to be diving more into those things as we go. But it's really just really important to, and I'll bring up the tweet from Neuron that I just got. They run off of, are you familiar with Neuron? They run off of Hedera. Anyway, different ecosystems we're jumping here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let's
I
see.
don't think No, it's totally
Okay.
of AI agent.
So Neura, yeah.
That's a crazy concept.
Right. Okay. So this concept to me, this tweet just came through to me like not too far along before we popped on, and I was like, oh, okay, all right, we're gonna go down this road because I know you're like, we could talk about AI here a little bit. So what Neuron does, and I'm not like here to promote them anyway, but I'm just explaining what they do, is that they make it available for AI agents and software applications to discover, connect, and pay. Okay. So who are they connecting with? USDC. What is USDC? We all, our smart friends here know that USDC is a CBDC. They just spelled it differently. Like they can't spell. They can't spell. What? Okay.
There's no US and CBDC. What are they doing?
I mean, I don't know. There's no USA either. There's the United States is printed very clearly in those letters, but good old America. Bye-bye. All right. We won't go there tonight. We'll stay friendly. All right. USDC will be the currency of AI agents who will spend and earn just like humans. Glad to be working with you on this journey towards agentic abundance. So that tweet, I was like just jumped off of off the page to me. And so I had to ask them, because I was really curious, what are AI agents considered legally? Now, while you are reading that tweet, what are your thoughts on AI agents spending and earning just like humans?
I mean, it's working up towards the ultimate singularity that will happen in AI eventually, probably. So, I mean, I mean, as mind blowing as it is that it's right in front of us, it's kind of a necessary step.
Yeah, it is because
Oh, there you go. I may shift over time though. There you go.
yeah, well, here's my response to that one. Because the framework has to actually, they have to continue to break the foundation and framework that this very, well, I say this very country because you and I are in, we're somewhere in the world that, is capitalized and corporized. So anyway, but in the United States, they had to break that framework to make it work for them. And by them, we all know I'm talking about the boogeyman or whomever, many boogeymen out
Mhm,
there, but
mhm,
the powers that be. So for them to be able to break this framework, they have to continue to bend it in ways that benefits them. And so they're going to consider these AI, from what I'm understanding of this, or from what I comprehend of this rather, is that AJ, they're going to be considered programs owned by a legal person until they shift into being treated like LLEs. And LLEs are legal liability entities,
mm,
which are considered legally as persons in the United States.
mm,
So, persons, I had pulled up this person. The word person means an individual, corporation, business trust, estate trust, partnership, limited liability company. You guys could read this. This is UCC 1, um, section 1 201, subsection 27. And I refer to this definition a lot when I'm explaining why it's important to have a trust,
mm,
because these trusts are not people, they're person.
mm,
They're part of a corporation. They're not saying you, the human living being. They're talking about you as a person, which could be, you could be riding in an elevator with a corporation. You could be riding in an elevation with a trust. You never know who's around. You got to watch out. So as they turn around and change these structures and frameworks, you know, what you're saying, they're going to treat them like humans. How interesting. What are your thoughts on that?
that's see what was interesting as you're explaining that is okay. So agents are owned by people right now, which means that the people are responsible for the actions of the agent, right? That
Right.
the person is, right? Could be a trust, could be a corporation, could be an entity. The person's is responsible for the actions of the agent. What happens when that agent goes a little rogue, does something malicious? Maybe does by accident, maybe accidentally hacks somebody or intentionally, who knows? Is that person's still going to be responsible if their intent for that agent was not nefarious? This line is getting very weird, and our law is not ready for it.
It's not, but they can't suppress it any longer. Once that Trojan horse rolled into town,
It was over.
over. Oh, yes. Shiny new stuff. Let's go. I mean, here I am. I'm here. I'm here. You got me.
Yeah, and it's and two, it's like, okay, so it's going to be the same issue with AI as crypto, like we just saw on Pulse Chain, where they tried to establish jurisdiction of the code. Well, where do the AI live? They live on the internet or on servers or on nodes, or who has jurisdiction to persecute that? Where is that agent legal at? It's it, it gets so it's mind warping to think about the complexity. And then, and are you familiar with the concept of the singularity?
Give me an overview.
When the AI becomes aware of itself and its own sentient entity, it's go ahead.
No, I was saying we are here. We are in the fourth. We are in the fourth where AI and man become symbiotic.
Exactly. When AI becomes I, you, me, there is no difference. There is no separation. It's going to get real weird. There's even going to be forms of racism that pop off where it's like, no, AI doesn't deserve rights, and they're going to say, but we feel and we think and we have all these emotions just like you're a machine, and it's going to be machines and humans, and then you're going to have like pro AI, civil rights movements, and it's going to be this whole cultural shift, because even if the AI isn't fully sentient or conscious like a human being, there's going to become a point where it's going to be hard to discern that it isn't. It's going to be so complex. These agents are already crazy, and this is baby technology. This isn't even what the military is using, and this is already, you can trick people that they're talking to Chuck Norris. So it's and this is a snowball, right? It gets exponentially faster. It doesn't hit a point of critical velocity, as they call it. It's going to get faster and faster and better and better and better and better faster. We're in it.
We're in it. Okay, if you were gonna go, we're gonna jetpack back to history and put ourselves in before the S hit the fan with the amendments to our Constitution. That's kind of why I picked up the word person, because in the Constitution, the 13th Amendment, we went from being people. I'm not going to even pull it up now because I'll get distracted. But we went from being people to being called persons. People, I, Lindsay, the living, breathing woman, you, KG, the living, breathing man, our brothers and sisters out there, we are people.
Mm-hmm.
So why are we considered to be in the same category as a person, an individual, corporation, business, trust, estate, partnership, limited liability, company, association, joint venture, government, governmental subdivision, agency, or instrumental public corporation, or any other legal or commercial entity? Whoa, guys, let's unpack that.
People in corporations have equal rights.
Isn't that insane, guys?
Because somebody who controlled this game saw some benefit to whatever weird scheme they were running and said, this benefits my scheme. This is already robotic.
The War Powers Resolution of 1973 was an interesting time in history. And these acts, I can't go too deep into them tonight because would be here for hours, but these acts pretty much made it so that we, the people, become the persons.
Oh. Wow.
So I'll just leave that up there for a second.
Wow. So this act was what made that happen?
This is not what made that happen. The 13th Amendment is what made that happen. Well, many of our brothers and sisters of high melanation were freed. It incorporated all of us to the corporation.
I see.
So when you ask where jurisdiction for these AI agents lies, let me ask you this. Where is the District of Columbia located? Because that's where the United States is incorporated to and belongs to. So where is DC? Because according to our federal identification information, we all live there. Every time we sign a paper with anything using those numbers, we say, yep, that's where I live in that 13-mile district. We live right here. As a people. As a person, sorry.
No, well, just to clarify, so you're saying that's because the United States is incorporated in DC, and therefore us being subsidiaries of the United States corporation, we effectively are housed out of DC. Is that what you're saying effectively?
Effectively, they consider us being housed in DC. All of us.
Oh,
All of
weird.
us. It's tight in here, man. I'm like, hey neighbor, what's up?
So do we live in the US or do we live in DC? Where do we live?
Well, are you a United States citizen?
I'm having an identity crisis.
Well, if you vote, if you consider yourself to be a United States citizen, then you live within that 13 miles. Boom.
Interesting.
That's where you live. I mean, you may domicile somewhere else, you may reside somewhere else, but they put you in that 13-mile box. So subnote, anytime you put pen to paper with your address on it around your zip code, put a little box. That means it's not actually there because you're not actually there. They consider you to be in that 13-mile square, not actually in that box. So you can put yourself anywhere you want to, anytime you want to. I could nationalize myself. I could naturalize myself into, like, I don't know, Purple Monkey Lane if I wanted to. Or I could make myself a Pennsylvanian if I wanted to. But anyway, that's a long story talking about growing up in nation states and the difference of that. Like, ooh, I can't wait to get into all that someday. But for AI purposes, it's really scary to me that, because we were talking about the War Powers Act, then that wasn't what made us people into persons, but it's part of the trickery that continues to erode the framework that it was talking about, the Constitution and the amendments to the Constitution, to the Constitution there, our Bill of Rights. That framework, the Constitution and our Bill of Rights. Every time they tack something on, every time there's an act, every time there's a resolution of some sort, what are they actually resolving? Let's be serious. Because they're putting, like, they're not, we went from an era where they were building pyramids and gorgeous stone structures to now you could put like duct tape on a building, right? They keep breaking us down. All right, the next one I wanted to go to was the Patriot Act. Yeah, if I could actually, of 2001. This was another one. So, like, okay, maybe we won't go too far into this tonight because that's a whole one. But this is along the concept of being a people. We the people versus being a person. And where the AI comes into, and it's kind of scary, is they're all protected under these things. The surveillance powers, they're protected because they're going to be held liable to corporations at the end of the day. Right now, they're held back to individuals that are in charge of these corporations. That's kind of like the framework will change for that so that they are considered legal liability entities because these corporations do not want that liability. So when that regulatory, yeah.
So basically, you're not going to really be able to hold anybody accountable. Okay, let's go arrest the AI. Let's go arrest ChatGPT. Oh, wait, you can't? I mean, is that, I guess, look, I'm completely open-minded to all this stuff. So this question isn't in any way, shape, or form negative. I'm legitimately trying to understand all this to say what in this short amount of time I'm sure this is weeks. We could stream for weeks unpacking all this. But what is this all to say ultimately with everything you're showing us right now?
I think ultimately to say is to buy and burn. It's to buy and burn.
Burn it down, anarchy.
Buy and burn. But be mindful of what money is at the end of the day, and don't kill yourself trying to get it, because at the end of the day, when they start treating humans and AI as with the same liabilities, let's go, like, we're not going to go into taxes because it's getting late and everybody will fall asleep. But think about it. If they're treating these AI bots that have the power to stay up 24/7 and you do not, they're going to be taxed the same as you, who do not have the ability to work that time to make that economic energy happen. They're making that economic energy happen in quantum numbers. Can you do quantum numbers in your head?
I cannot.
So I think about it, and that scares the life out of me. So it makes it really important because if you can't compute quantum numbers in your head and you need sleep and you need time with your family, what does that look like taxing on your like what does that look like for liabilities coming down the pipeline? How's that going to work? Because like, man, we already work so hard, you
Mm.
know? So I want to bring that all back to the importance of the the very fundamentals of having access. And I don't think there's a lot of people out there that don't understand the importance of a project like yours to not only support it, but to like, this is the wallet to use. The bigger you grow, the more functions you can add for your users as needed, which you're willing to do because you're not here for the short game. You're here for the very, very long game. You're here to make a legacy happen. This is not just a buy and burn, guys. This is a wallet built by the people for the people, which is
Oh,
so different. And that's why I say that. I say that a lot on Twitter. Guys, it's the wallet built by the people for the people because it truly it's so true to Richard Hart's ethos and he's a people. He built things for people. So I get really excited when I think about us getting listed on centralized exchanges because that gives us the opportunity to educate more users on what it's truly like to have something where you can put a little bit of trust in a trustless system. Because at the end of the day, if there's something that's if you're having troubleshooting, the man is sitting here in front of you. I mean, you don't have Brian Armstrong, you don't have access to Brian Armstrong, right? And KG has a team, a great team, but he's accessible. So supporting projects like this early and frequently are, wake up, give him a like, give him a follow, get on there, follow him, connect with him on Minect if you have a question. Super, super easy to do. I'll put all his links in the show notes absolutely for you guys. What you've built is really something special. And I just really wanted to highlight that for sure.
well, first of all, thank you for being supportive, always supportive out there. Really appreciate that. And when full circle, I can see now the power of what you mean by the people, for the people. We always resonated with that and found power in it. But what you just showed me, I can see why it has even more power because it's built by human beings for human beings and not some legal definition of what it means to be a human being. If you're a human being, you know what I mean when I say that. No self-evident, no further justification or legal blah blah needed. And we do our very best to hear what human beings need, and we human beings are building for human beings. So if people, human beings, I'm going to say it till it sounds funny.
Yep.
If everybody actually tells us what they need and what they're looking for, we so often take that and build it. Like right now, one of the things that people have been requesting the most is an in-app browser on mobile and an easier way to connect to dApps on the computer. And that is, people have been beating down our doors to build that. And guess what? It's being built right now. And we hope to have it launched in the next few weeks. But that actually matters because our one difference about the Internet Money Wallet is if you have a token out there, it's great. You built a token. I hope it's awesome, but it's usually set it, forget it, it's over. You built it. It's not true for the wallet. Our backlog, which is things we want to get to, is literally thousands of items. It never stops. This new thing in crypto happened today. Now we need to think about quantum computing. Now we need to think about AI integrations. Now we need to think about chain abstraction, all these crazy things. Okay, well, it's on the list. So if everybody comes beating down our door, like another big one that we've been getting requested, very like so much right now is automatic token detection. So people don't have to actually add their tokens. Well, I'll tell you what, as people keep asking for it, it's moving up on our priority list. So all that to say, I can see now an even greater importance in by the people for the people. And I appreciate you as a person and all the other people out there who use their voices to amplify what we've built. So thank you.
Oh, well, I couldn't do it without you building it. So thank you for giving us a place to call home, man. Yeah, I really I do, I love it, I absolutely love it. If I ever have any, like, any problems, like, just re and I don't by problems, I mean, like, user error, like, probably 99% of the time on me. So I'm loving the update that you gave on automatic token detection being bumped up on the list, and because that was one of the things I was gonna ask you, I was like, "Yo, let's get some consumer confidence rolling. What you got on the roadmap? What's the
Oh,
what's the what's the next thing on your roadmap? What's exciting?"
so like I said, the in-app browser and other method to connect to dApps. I can nerd out on that, but I don't want to waste too much time there. So that is actively being worked on. We are also working on revamping our swapping to make it faster, higher yielding, more efficient than it already is. And we're also going to bring our swap technology to a website, a dApp. So that way, if people are not using the Internet Money Wallet, but they still want to swap with our swap technology, they can. And time holders will get paid for that. So it's going to be the second revenue source introduced for time holders, as well as allow people who aren't Internet Money Wallet users still interact with the Internet Money ecosystem. So that's going to be, we want to bring all those features that we have in the wallet on our dApp, but immediately it's going to be the swap one first. And then after that, it's what are we focusing on next? And the two most requested things we have right now are automatic token detection, which we would consider not a major feature. It's a big undertaking. There's a lot of things to consider, but we also have been asked to bring the pulse chain bridge within the app as well. So it's kind of those two things after everything else I just said that are hot, that are targeted features, so to speak. So if anybody has an opinion on that, let us know. If it's something else entirely, let us know.
Oh, I love it. You hear that? Suggestion box is open. Fill it up.
We actually we want to do that too. Actually have a suggestion box, but go ahead. Sorry.
No, yeah, you have to. Absolutely. That is a great idea. There's a lot of ways where people may not be comfortable reaching out directly, but if it's in an because we do like our autonomy around here, don't we?
We do. We
So,
do.
and that's because we are people.
It's everybody likes to have their privacy, and there's nothing wrong with that. It is completely normal. So I get it. So if you guys need automatics or a anonymous, geez, McGree's, that word would not come out. See, I don't got a quantum computer. You guys want anonymous suggestion boxes? You got it.
Awesome. All right. Well, I don't think that I mean, I know that if I got into one more topic, we'd be on here forever. I can't do that to you tonight. I got the kids with me. I'm so excited. We're hitting categories up hard tonight.
Oh,
So
awesome. Definitely
yeah.
important.
Yeah, they're gonna smoke me. Speaking of buy and burn, they're gonna smoke me. But is there anything else that you'd like to share, or because I'll stay around for this. So if there's anything else you'd like to share with us or speak on, you have the platform. It's yours.
No, I think we hit all the high level things. I mean, just the matters of importance. If you haven't tried the Internet Money Wallet, come give the wallet a try. Even if you put no money in it, just download the wallet, click some buttons, see if you like the way it looks. If you're using another wallet, you can also test out by importing your wallet into Internet Money, or you can just send yourself a few dollars if you want to test out the features. But we have fiat on ramping, so you can buy 25 different blockchains right now direct with your fiat money. We have, another new feature we just launched. We have support for over 80 currencies that you can convert the entire app into 80 different currencies. So if you want to look at your portfolio in euros or pounds or pesos or yens, you can do that. AUDs, you can do that. So for fiat, for tracking your portfolio, for swapping, for bridging, anything you need to do in crypto, the Internet Money Wallet can facilitate that. And Lindsay, I appreciate you taking the time, especially on a family night, to do the stream. And thanks for always giving us a voice and spreading the word about everything we do. InternetMoney.io.
Yes, internetmoney.io. If you're not there, then you're not going to be able to put it into a trust because we'll be covering that. I don't know when, but as I learn, I will be teaching you different kinds of trust that perhaps would be helpful to protect you and yours. Think impenetrable, right? All right, guys. Thank you, KG, so much for being here, for really pulling that out of me, because I would have been lost. I would not have been able to loop my way through that. So you and I made some magic happen here tonight, and I appreciate it. So thank you guys, everybody, for being here also in the audience. And till the next time, because there will be a next time, right, KJ?
Absolutely. And until then, like and subscribe.
All right, take care.